So I don't know why exactly I visited the Global Times Twitter site. I don't remember, but I also noticed that there's a pinned tweet at the very top, and it's a video of the editor-in-chief of the Global Times, Xi Jinping. And the video was in English, and it had captions beneath it. So I just transcribed the captions onto this document, and I'll give you my opinion and thoughts about this because this is also very interesting. Please see the other links in this tweet or wherever you're looking at this. Very interesting articles, worth reading a lot. This tells us a lot about the Chinese Communist government because it comes straight from them. So here's the first thing he said. Regardless whether Polish authorities had evidence that the Huawei employee that they arrested was spying, Poland's behavior surrounding the incident suggests the move was politically motivated. So they're basically saying that it doesn't really matter whether whether we had evidence or not, or whether he was spying or not. The most important thing is that this was politically motivated. And I don't know if you've ever seen an interview, or maybe you've talked to a Chinese government official, or from a high level official from a company, and whenever you ask them a question that is difficult, usually connected to human rights or worker rights or really anything, the typical answer is don't get into politics. Let's not get into politics. Well, what does politics mean? I mean, the government. Are politicians only allowed to talk about politics? I mean, what are politics, right? Politics are politicians are chosen, in free countries mostly by the people. So it's the voice of the people. So we're allowed to ask anything we want. And we can be politically motivated. It's okay. It's okay if we're political. If they call it political, that's okay. That's fine. So the move was politically motivated. Well, no duh, Sherlock. Of course it was. I don't know why they're trying to complain about it. It's obvious. And pandering to the U.S. pressure on Huawei when a spokesman for Poland's Internet Security Agency confirmed the arrest Friday on Twitter. The post tagged the CIA and FBI, among other agencies. Really? They did that? Amazing. So what? Right? I guess if they did that, they did it for a reason. And I guess you understood the reason. That's what you're saying. Soon after, Poland's internal affairs minister called on NATO and the EU to unify in their position on whether to exclude Huawei products from the European market. All this shows that Poland's arrest of Huawei's employee is not an isolated incident. I'm just guessing this is bad English because what they mean, what I understand they mean is not that it's an isolated incident. It's that there's more to it than us just arresting, Poland just arresting the Huawei guy, the Huawei employee, which, by the way, is no longer a Huawei employee because they fired him, just so you know. Right, so they're saying, before they were saying something else, that we called on NATO and EU because we were scared to take the pressure on ourselves. That was in the last article I was reading. But here they're saying something else. They're saying that we complained to the EU and NATO to have a unified position. I mean, I guess, European Union, unify. I guess that's why we're in a union, to help each other. So now they're saying that we did that because, to talk about excluding Huawei products, and this shows that Poland's arrest of Huawei is not an isolated incident. Yeah, that there's something bigger to it. Well, yeah, there is. The U.S. seems to be increasingly making progress in mobilizing its allies to crack down on Huawei, but this isn't something the U.S. and the West should be proud of. Well, communist regime that historically has murdered 80 to 100 million people, persecutes Christians currently, persecutes the Uyghur community currently, murders Falun Dafa practitioners in China for their organs currently. And they're saying that the US is mobilizing its allies to crack down on Huawei, which is a company born from a murderous regime. Well, yes, I, as a Polish citizen, am proud of this. I'm proud. So, they're just stating the obvious. They're stating that isn't something we should be proud of. Yeah, it is. Sorry, we're not stating the opposite. It is something we should be proud of. Instead, it is a barbaric collective persecution of a cutting-edge technology. Okay. So collectively, Poland, the Czech Republic, right? America, and I guess some other countries were collectively persecuting a company, cutting-edge tech company. As far as I know, Huawei is not discouraged. How do you know? You're not close to that company. That's what you said in the last opinion piece, editorial piece you put out. But now you know that they're not discouraged. Huawei is not discouraged, as far as you know. They are aware of the enormous challenges the company faces when communicating with the West, but they are determined to keep working at it little by little. Of course they are. They have always been working at it little by little. There's always communication challenges. I don't know why you're writing this. It doesn't make no sense to me, unless you're writing for, the Chinese society behind the Chinese, the censored Great Wall of China, right? The internet, the firewall of China. Then yeah, if you're writing it to them, then maybe that makes sense to them. They are also determined to improve their technology and make their products cheaper, like every company. Wonderful. Which will only make the price of a boycott more and more difficult to endure. So you're saying that because of the situation, they're determined to improve their technology and make their products even cheaper because of the situation, and because of that, you're going to sell more to Poland because the product will be cheaper, and that doing so, it will make, it will make it more difficult to endure. Huawei, it will be more difficult for it to endure the boycott. This is, I don't know what to say. It sounds insane to me. I don't know if I'm just not understanding this, or... Anyways, if you understand this better to me than me, please leave your comment and have a great day. I hope this information will be helpful to you, to your life.